Hey, welcome back. In this video, we will discuss about closure in Python. In Python, a closure is a nested function object that retains access to the variables from its enclosing outer scope even after the parent function has finished executing. It essentially builds a function together with an environment or data attached to it. So what exactly do I mean by that? So let's find out in code. So first of all, let's make a function of make multiplier. All right. Inside of the function, let's declare another function called multiply. Okay. Now, in the outer function, it will get the factor. And in the inner function of multiply, it will get the number. Okay. And here we will return number times the factor. Okay. And after this multiply, we will just return the multiply. Okay. So this is a simple nested function. So the outer function is getting the factor, the inner function getting the number, and we are returning number times the factor. Okay. Now let's declare a variable called double equals to make multiplier, and here we will get something like 2. Let's do triple equals to make multiplier once again, and let's pass 3. Okay. All right. Okay, this should be here. Okay. Now what I'll do, I want to print the double of 5, and I want to print the triple of 5. Okay. So what exactly we are expecting here? So let's run the program. Okay. So as you can see, we are getting 10 and 15. So what exactly is happening here? So as you can see, this make multiplier function is getting the factor, which is here we are getting 2 and here it is 3. And then this factor is now available inside of the multiply function here. Okay. And this multiply function is getting the number, and we are returning the number times the factor. Okay. Now in this line, on the line number 22 and 23, these two lines here, the make multiplier function is now executing. So after it has been executed, when we are calling for the double and the triple, basically we are returning this function here, right? So here we are passing the number here. After the function make multiplier has been executed, still the factor retains inside of the multiply function. Okay. And that is why we are getting the print statement of 10 and 15 here. Okay. So this is what exactly is the closure. Basically the data which we are getting inside of the outer function gets available inside of the inner function. Okay. So when this particular function is now executed, it is returning the multiply function. Okay. And here we are storing that to the double, and here we are passing the 5 to the double function, and here we are passing the 5 to the triple function as well. Okay. So this is the closure in Python. So what exactly is the criteria for a closure? A closure is formed in Python when 3 conditions are met. There must be a nested function inside of the function, which we have. The inner function must reference a variable from the outer function scope, a free variable. Basically, now here this inner function multiply is referencing the variable factor from the outer function's scope. Okay, basically the parameter which we are getting right now. The outer function must return the inner function object. As you can see, this make multiplier function is returning the multiply function itself. Okay, it is returning the function object. Okay, all right, so this is the closure here inside of Python. Now, one of the other thing which I want to point out here is that how we can modify the enclosing variables. Basically, we have seen that in the last video when we have been discussing about the scope of the variables inside of the function, right? So let's declare a function of make counter. Okay, and here what I'll do, I will just do something like count equals to 0, and after that we will declare another function counter. Okay, and here we have to access the count, so count plus equals to 1, and we can return the count. Okay, and after that we can return the counter, the function itself, right? Okay, so now what we can do here, we can do something like this. So my counter equals to make counter, so print my counter, once again print my counter. So now in case if you have seen the last video about the scopes, you can see that this particular function is a little bit problematic. So if I just run the program right now, as you can see, we are getting an error. Why is that? Because we are changing this count variable, right? And currently right now, we are not accessing the count variable from the outer scope. How we can do that? We can do that by using the non-local keyword, non-local and then count. Okay. Now, if I just run the program, as you can see, we are getting 1 and 2. So in that way, we can modify the enclosing variables as well, okay, by using the non-local keyword. Okay, so this is the closure in Python.